Good evening from Julia Carroll and my 2026 weight loss journey. Um, it has officially been 156 days that I have been trying to lose weight, and I've succeeded. Almost 50 pounds. It's nothing to sneeze at. So, I've done really well. So we are at day 156. I have noticed a problem though in the last couple of weeks. I'm not eating sugar, so this is the only thing that's really going well. But I have fallen back into some compulsive binge eating. Um, I've been craving salted peanuts in the shell that you crack, and I've purchased that several times this past week at the store. And I was buying one small package, now I'm up to two, so I know I need to curb that. Again, like I said, I'm not eating sugar, but I know it, unless I start really working toward not compulsively binge eating at all, I'm confident that, you know, the salted peanuts will eventually lead to much worse. And right now, I'm still able to kind of back away from it, and I know I need to. So that's what I'm going to be working on really genuinely, and I'm praying a lot about it, writing it down, and actively going to Jesus with, hey, I really need help because I'm about to go back to serious compulsive binge eating, and I don't want to do that. I've worked too hard to lose what I have done because I'm a compulsive binge eater. And it's really difficult. And as wonderful as the garden has been making it, I've enjoyed, growing my own vegetables and plants, and it's been a fun experience. The only problem is when you actually grow vegetables, you need to eat the vegetables. Otherwise, it's a complete and utter waste. And of course, vegetables have a lot more carbs. And unfortunately, some of the vegetables that seem to be growing really great and have done really well were the potatoes. Some of the other vegetables, well, they're not that great yet. I've had a few cherry tomatoes, but I mean, honestly, I have two plants growing, but I mean, you might get 3 or 4 every 2 or 3 days. So it's not like you're overeating cherry tomatoes when you only eat 3 or 4 every 2 or 3 days. I do have a sugar snap pea plant that has produced 2 sugar snap peas. I haven't eaten them yet because I'm actually seeing if I can't get some friends to come over for dinner on Sunday night and use some of the vegetables I do have. And I will give them my sugar snap pea crop too. Although there is a third one growing on a secondary plant, so maybe there'll be 3 of them. We each can have one. But I have a yellow crookneck squash that's ripe, and I'm gonna cook. And then I've got some carrots, but my carrots are really scrawny. I just need to let them plump up a little bit. Plus, I made the mistake. I didn't thin the carrots out when I planted them, so they're really close together and they're scrawny. So I'm sure I'll have to augment my vegetables from the store because aside from the potatoes, which appear to be doing very well, and I've actually enjoyed those. I've been having like this size of new potatoes, red new potatoes, and they're really good. I usually cut one up to go with my gooey eggs that I like to eat, my Canadian bacon, and they've been tasty. I did pick off a bell pepper. I'm growing some bell pepper. They're supposed to be red, but they start out green, and they just haven't gotten to the red yet. So I don't know. I'm hesitant just to leave them on there and let them keep going, but we'll see. I had my bell pepper with my potatoes, carrots, and something else I think I had in there, and they turned out really good. So the bell pepper was really tasty. So maybe I won't need to make it wait till they're red and I just cook them. But that is a problem when you want to try and curb carbs. it's kind of difficult to grow your own vegetables if you're not eating vegetables. So I am eating vegetables, and potatoes aren't the best, but on the flip side, it's still infinitely better than sugar and peanuts. But it's just a struggle. I've compulsive binge eating has been with me for so long. I'm 54, so it's been a definite problem of mine for probably almost 44 years now. So I know I have to tell myself this is not something that can be overcome in 156 days when I've spent 44 years entrenching the habit of compulsive binge eating. So one of the things I've been specifically starting to pray about, and I've done it in the past, but I'm kind of somewhat of an inconsistent prayer when it comes to me. When it comes to my sins and wanting victory over a particular sin, I tend to not persevere in prayer. I am better at persevering in prayer for other people than I am my own problems. And my compulsive binge eating, I suspect this might be something that only fasting and prayer will break through and actually get to the point where I no longer desire to compulsively binge eat and no longer actually do the physical action of compulsively binge eating. So I think I probably have to do some fasting and prayer about that, because I'm not quite there yet. So I will be doing that. Been keeping a prayer journal. It's mostly, prayer whining. Not a prayer journal so much as prayer whining. Pouring my heart out to Jesus, and there's a lot to pour out. It's I was a little discouraged today. The world's weird. And it's weird in a bad way. It's not weird in a good way. It's weird in a bad way. And it's distressing. I'm distressed by my own sin. I don't like it. And frankly, I'm quite distressed by everybody else's sin. I don't like their sin any more than I like mine. And if I want to get rid of mine, I want them to get rid of theirs. So I keep praying Jesus will return. But of course, when you pray that, and it's good, we should pray that, we want Jesus's kingdom to come, because when he will rule and reign, things will be much better than they are now. But the reality is, when he comes, those that don't know him aren't going to be welcome to stay with him. He will move them along he will judge them, and they won't like what happens. So I have to be mindful that praying for him to return is great for me because I believe in him. It's not going to be good for those that don't believe in him. So I have to be mindful of that. So I do pray that those that don't know him will come to know him, because it's a strange world we live in. It's things happening in the world kind of make one think the end is a whole lot closer than any of us realize. So if anybody listens to this, and you may not, family, friends, just strangers, again, I know you probably don't want to hear about a person preaching Christ, but I'll say it. Time is much shorter now than it was 30 years ago. We may have another 30 years, but honestly, I doubt it. I don't know how long we have. I have no idea. I don't really need to know the day or the hour. I can see the seasons of what's happening with sin happening. It's getting rampant. A lot of people are calling evil good and good evil, so that's a bad sign. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I definitely see things moving towards that, and it's distressing. So keep that in mind. Time is short. If you don't know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, I would highly recommend that you start exploring that and trying to get to the point where you desire him and ask him to move in your heart so you desire to know him. Because when he comes back, it's going to be quick, and you may not like where you spend eternity without him. Anyway, I'll get back to the weight loss, and the only thing I can say is I will keep persevering. I'm sitting down right now because I did a lot of walking, and I have a strange sore on the bottom of my foot. I scraped it. I walk barefoot a lot, and my patio is not the smoothest concrete, so I think it wore a place on the bottom of my toe, and it kind of hurts. I'm gonna have to explore that because walking is really difficult right now. That doesn't help with losing weight when you can't really walk too well. I found myself with some terrible, arthritic toes, arthritic back, arthritic knees. So honestly, if you're in your 20s and your 30s and you're watching this and you're trying to lose weight, I highly encourage you also to lose the weight in your 20s and 30s. And better yet, if you're a teenager, do it then. Don't wait till you're 54, because let me tell you, it's a whole lot harder and the body doesn't recover as well like it used to. So please, if you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, even 40s, please don't wait until you're 54. Do what you can. Really knock it out. Get the compulsive binge eating under control so you can make better changes. And hopefully, if you're in your 20s and 30s, your knees and back and ankles and feet and toes will be so much better that you can do the exercising that will help with weight loss. That's my encouragement for the day. Today is Friday, June the 5th, and it has been 156 days that I have been losing weight, and I'm very pleased with that, and I will continue to persevere. I'm not giving up because this is important for my health, and I just encourage everybody to, think about Jesus, think about your health, think about what legacy you want to leave for family. I know I am. I'm thinking about those things. So I will sign off and talk to you again in a couple of days. Hopefully the compulsive binge eating that I've been doing will be knocked down, because it's not sugar related, it's salt related right now. So I do need to knock that down because it's still not the best. Anyway, I'll take off for now. This is Julia Carroll and my 2026 weight loss journey. Signing off. Bye-bye.